Uh, is the telemetry tool gonna be up? I'm not exactly sure how to do that. Mm. I'll have to have someone help me with the telemetry at some point. I don't think I'm doing it. Oh, no, I mean, like, just, in general, so I can run it if I need to, but alright. Uh, yeah. Right there.
Welcome to Season 9, Round 1 of the Formula 1 ARC. We're at Imola. We have 3 returning world champions from ARC in this tier. This is Tier 1. We've got JA Games, who was the Tier 2 champ last season. We've got Vans, who was the Tier 1 champion last year. And Only Rai, who was Tier 3 champ. Vans and
you have
Only Rai
you have an
are...
you have an echo, by the way.
You have
an echo, by the way.
Is there that better?
Better, Taurus? It sounds like it's better.
Cool. All right, sorry for the echo there. Anyway, Vans and Only Rai are teammates in the Alpines. So we may have a repeat of Senna Prost or Rosberg and Hamilton this season. So I'm just getting my telemetry set up here.
Yeah, it should be interesting with 3 different champions, all from all 3 of the tiers, racing in Tier 1 now.
And I did not introduce myself or my co-commentator. I am Hollers, and I'm joined by Let's Talk Golf. Let's Talk Golf is a current Tier 2 driver, so he'll be racing on Tuesday. This season we're only running 2 tiers, and that's going to be Tiers 1 and 2. Tier 3 got the axe. We did not have enough drivers. So it looks like we've got... Who do we got here? Going on the first lap. It is Kubi, otherwise known as Aslan. So we'll start off with him. He's taking the first flying lap. You want to take us through the lap, Golf?
Yeah, so he comes down long straight down to what is actually turn 3 and 4 and 5. It's pretty decent. Could be a little
right?
closer. I do not know names.
Yeah. Then we're coming up to Variante Villeneuve here.
That was subpar, I would say.
Yeah, now he's going through Toza.
Not looking bad. Up the hill. Quick left here. Got to get back on the power. And then down to a tough section here, which I think is going to get a lot of people.
Yeah, this is Aqua Minerale. It's probably the hardest little section of the track. Coming up to Variante Alta.
All going a little bit out of there. Down to the last final 2 turns. Downhill braking, very tough. And then a tough little left you can easily invalidate there or spin. And then he comes across the finish line, gets your only DRS zone.
The 1:16.5, or no, it was one. Sorry, I said the 1:16.5. So it looks like Kubi's
games
3.5 seconds off the pace right now. And we've got.
You had Gore come in. Oh, Deng Wu in the 14.8. That's pretty solid lap. I was expecting like low 14s by the end of it with some of the track evolution. But that's a very good first lap from Deng Wu. Let's see who else.
Across now we got Rickson, and there's Kaginis, the other Haas, beating his teammate by about half a second on the medium compound. Let's see. We've got, I think, who do we have? It's like Nick's on an out lap. And Ginger's on a flyer. Here he comes around. Coming up to Variante Villeneuve. Just kissing the apex. They're going through Toza. Oh, it's at Purple Sector 1. Going through Toza there. Let's see. This is sector time, looking for sector 2. We got a house off in the grass, and we've got an Alpine there. I think it looks like just in front of him. set in purple sector 2. Looks like it might be a contender for pole here if he can keep it clean. If this Williams gets out of his way. Coming over the hill. Looks like the Williams still not getting out of the way. Might end up having the FA have to get involved here. He gets second by half a second to Deng Wu still.
Deng Wu with a very, very nice time, it seems like, so far.
We got only Ryan on that lap.
Yeah, I would stick with him. Nick's lap was...
Well, Nick's coming up to the finish line here. So we'll go with him. He's coming at a 110 through the last turn. I'm thinking probably maybe 117.
I was going to be a 116 or 17. I watched some of the beginning of the lap. It was... he missed a couple big turns.
All right, now only right comes through Tamburello. This used to be a fast left-hander back in the 90s until Ayrton Senna unfortunately died there in 1994. The same weekend that Roland Ratzenberger also died. I believe it was in one of the practice or qualifying sessions. I can't remember which. So they changed it into a chicane to slow people down.
Did not know that.
Yeah, looks like Only Rice set up fastest sector 1 coming through Aqua Minerale. Looking very clean.
Oh, that was a snap.
Commentator's curse. So it looks like he's going to abandon the lap. Let's see. Fergie is on a lap. Oh, nope, he must be on an in lap.
Yeah, Fergie should be on an in lap, unless he wants to go again. But you probably got.
Let's see. So we've got
looks like Van.
Yeah, let's go.
Van should be starting the next lap.
Yeah, Van has not set a time yet, and he's coming through Variante Alta on his out lap. We're just warming his tires up. Everyone else, Guinness is coming out too. But we're going to stick with Van here as the reigning 2-time Tier 1 world champion. Sets it up nicely there, coming out of the last turn. Opens the DRS flap. Going through where Valtteri Bottas and George Russell tangled this year. Very tidy here through Tamburello.
Very nice line.
And coming up to Villeneuve. This is the fast chicane that tightens up and gets slower as you go through it. Kind of missed the apex there. Coming through Tose. Still sets fast as sector 1. Fun fact about Van here, he did not have power until just a few hours ago. He lives in Virginia, and they had a big, well, not a big, they had an average snowstorm for most of the country, and he was without power for 6-7 days. So got it back just in time to join us here. He's setting fastest sector times despite not being able to practice much.
That's pretty good out of the chicane there.
Just got 2 real turns left here. If he can keep it together, he's setting himself up nicely for pole. Goes a little wide there. Keeps it clean, so it'd be valid. Let's see, I think.
Probably then a low 15s.
Yeah, 115.2. So Deng was still the man to beat. So let's see, who do we have coming through? I think the action here, setting a time. 115.9 improves there. And then Kaginis is going through. Oh, it's the other Haas. Kubi. Oh, I guess Kaginis is on a lap here. Coming up to Variante Alta after setting a fastest sector 2. I don't know if that's legit. I know the game it's had a bug where it'll say someone's going fastest. What? It just kicked me. One moment.
Yeah, it also kicked me.
All right, everyone, we're back. We're starting the lobby over. It initially kicked the 2 commentators and then slowly kicked everyone else as they were finishing qualifying, so we did not know the grid. So we're going to try again here. Thank you, Codemasters.
Are you bugged or is the stream bugged?
I don't think I'm bugged.
All right.
I think it's just loading. Here we go. All right, we're loading in. Let me get my telemetry up here. All right, looks like we're good to go. So hopefully this time goes better. The same weather, it was dry for the race and for qualifying, so we are going to have fixed dry weather for both here this time again. Anyway, so hopefully this time we don't end up with any bugs. Yeah, everyone streams out right away.
All right.
And the first one out is, I think it's Gore in the
Ferrari?
Yeah. So we'll follow Gore as he leads the line of cars. Looks like we've got about 4, 5, 6, 7 cars, so we've got almost half the grid out on outlaps right now. Everyone's fitted the softs for now. Actually, I should change that. I'm going to do the fitted tire for now. So, Golf, you're the active driver this season. How are you feeling about Imola? Is it a fun track to race at?
I'm liking it a lot, but I've gotten a lot of people saying they hate it. So I think it's definitely a track that you really have to practice. But once you it's got a lot of fun corners. It's fast. Tough with only one DRS zone, but that DRS zone is so powerful. You get a great slipstream as we see. We're going down here to turn 3. He's gonna take it. Pretty good turn.
Yeah.
Hit all the apexes there.
Coming up to Villeneuve.
It's decent. Could have been a little faster, but pretty good through there.
Coming up to Aqua Minerale now. As he comes up to the outlap traffic, and we've got is that an Alpha Tauri off the track, letting people through, it looks like. He's setting course purple, sector 2. He's the first car out. Oh, and Nick, looks like that Alpha Tauri. Oh, as he invalidates, Gore invalidates there, going over the curb. And so we've got Dang Wu, it looks like, behind him on a lap, still valid. Coming up to the last couple of corners here. And he's going to set, I'm going to say, probably about a 1. Well, he was our original pole sitter when we left, 1:15.0. So he's looking about the same as he was beforehand. And so now we've got, is it Marin cutting out? So Rickson comes up with a 16.5, so second and a half slower. We've got is that the Action coming? Nope, that is Stewie coming through the last couple corners on an invalid lap, followed by the Alpine of, is that only Rye? No, it's going to be Van. He's coming into the pit slowly, Van, and takes out the brake marking board. He did that last season too. So we've got, who do we have coming through? We've got a couple of Alphas. Looks like Vinny is just on the second lap. It says he's already got a lap on his tires, but he has no time, so he must have invalidated. And then we've got only ride coming into the pits. And the action coming through here. He's coming through the last corner here. It's looking like probably a 1:16. No, 1:15.2. There we go. Coming hot on the heels of Dang Wu. And then Gore goes into the pits. So we've got the two Mercedes. We've got Rickson, the 1:15.9.
You got Stewie coming across the lap. I sent you a message, by the way.
Okay, one moment here. One moment. Sorry. Okay. Back. Just had to check my stream settings there.
All right, so I'm following SoCal in Sector 1 here.
Okay.
Tough little section here. I see a lot of people. No, he about a 24, so could be faster. But he, I believe, is the only one on a current lap, if I see it correctly.
Yeah, and as he comes through Aquaman Rally here, goes a little wide there, misses the apex. It's a little squirrely. It's a 50.8. We've got a yellow flag at Sector 3, probably for the Mercedes there.
Next, I think will be Van behind him to start at full lap. So SoCal, this is feeling like a 1:16-ish.
Yeah, that's what
maybe a little higher.
1:16.4. It's good for 8th place, and so Van is coming around here on an out lap, so we'll follow him, our reigning world champion, on a fast lap here. Coming down the only DRS straight. I think he's got a slow Haas in front of him. Hopefully they'll get out of the way, as they do. Very tidy through Tamburello here. Looks like coming up to Villeneuve. Again, very tidy. Takes the exit curve as much as he can there. Gets a purple Sector 1, at least according to the game. Coming through Toza, very good exit. As he comes, this is technically a turn. I think this is what, turn 8. Although it doesn't feel like much one. Then we got turn 9 up to Aquaman Rally here. Hits the apex wall entry. Very good exit. And this is feeling like a very fast lap from Van, from our reigning champion. Again, purple Sector 2, but that may be bugged.
Yeah, 49 is pretty good, though.
Yeah. And as he comes up to the last couple of real corners, let's see if he can nail the apex here. Good turn in. Just barely keeps it in the white lines. All right, he's going to set a valid line. I'm thinking this might be pole here. Oh, no. 15.233.
Pretty much the same lap he ran 30 minutes ago. Almost exactly the same, if I remember correctly. But
Guinness is coming in. We've got Ginger. It's on an invalid lap. And then we've got, is it Only Rye there coming up? As he sets a fast Sector 2. He's on a hot lap.
Yeah, he's about a second down, about 5/10 down from Van's time at that Sector 2 cross.
Okay. Coming through the last couple of corners. Doesn't go quite as wide on the exit on either corner, but he definitely keeps it valid. Let's see, 1:15.7. So we know who #1 Alpine driver is for now.
It's going to be interesting to watch that race for the rest of the season, because they are. I feel like Only has better race pace if he could just kind of keep it on the track, because at the end of Tier 3 season,
as Wilson drops it here coming out of Tamburello. So we've got Fergie behind him on an out lap. Only is on an in lap. Looks like nobody else is on a hot lap here.
That Games. Gore would be the next, but we could, if you wanted to follow, you want to follow JA Games.
Is he on a lap?
He's about to be.
JA Games is behind him. Yeah, let's follow one of the other reigning world champs here, the Tier 2 champion. But anyway, back to Only Rye versus Vans. Only Rye, he's got good pace, but Vans has the consistency. Van won the Tier 1 championship last year. He won only one of the races, but he consistently put it on the podium week after week, and that got him the championship. Pulled the KK Rosberg.
Yep, and only towards the end of Tier 3 season, he had such better pace than the rest of the Tier 3, but he would crash once or twice a race.
Yep.
Still win the race, but that's that will be interesting to see if he can keep from making those kind of mistakes.
JA Games went over the line, but somehow managed not to invalidate as he comes through Aqua Minerale. It looks like he's going to abandon that lap.
Yeah.
So we got an Aston behind him. I think that is Max, who also is going slow. And so let's follow Gore as he's going to finish the lap here. He's coming through 110. This is going to be a quick lap. It's going to be top 5 for sure, I think. 114.9.
Takes pole.
Provisional pole sitter with 6.5 minutes to go. And
I apologize. I said we should follow J Games. Apparently we should have followed Gore there.
Well, J Games was also setting a very fast lap. As the action puts it, provisional P3, about just about a little over 100th behind Dang Wu. And then we've got, is that Juan Saria going into the pits? We've got Smithy. He's coming across the line with a 1:15.5, so it's good enough for P7. And we've got the other Red Bull of Stewie starting a lap. As he comes down the main straight, let's see if Stewie's currently at a 16.3. He's going to be looking to improve here to get himself up into the top 10. Although, starting P11, what's the strat here, Golf?
Well, I'm big, especially if you can, to start mediums and go medium, soft, soft.
So it's a two-stopper.
I believe it's a two-stopper. The safety car comes out early, you might be able to push, especially if you start outside the top 10. So, stretching that, you'll be really hurting around, softs. You could probably get about 13 laps.
Yeah. Stewie gets his lap impeded there by, was that, as he takes a swipe at Smithy. Anyway, so we've got an Aston Martin on a hot lap, it looks like. And that's going to be Ginger.
No, he just set P2 his last lap.
Behind him is that a Williams of SoCal? Yeah. It looks like he's on a slow lap too. Well, actually, he's got his blinkers on. I think might be on a hot lap. So as he comes through the last couple of corners.
Yeah, apparently my mic is all messed up on the stream.
Oh no. Anyway, SoCal sets a 1:16.1. Don't think that improved his lot very well. Only Rye is on a lap here. It looks like he's on lap old softs as he comes through the last couple of corners. This one looks like it might be fast though, even though with the old softs here. He's going to set a 1:15.2. It's good enough only for P8, so I think he improved a couple. Dang Wu is on a lap, it looks like. Comes through Tamburello very quick into Villeneuve. And let's see how he's set a 24.2. He's about a 1/10.5 faster this lap than he was on his best lap. So if he keeps this up, he could improve and take back pole from Gore as he comes through.
That was very nice.
Very quick, very tidy. Takes a lot of curb. Somehow doesn't invalidate. If he is still staying up, he's again 10th up.
Had to be an invalidate. Yeah.
Very onto Alta. That's the one that everyone wants to take as much as they can. It's a very tight, slow chicane as Fergie, is that Stewie coming through? No, that is going to be the action. He's on an outlap. I think he might be the only person currently who's not going to be going into the pits.
It'd be interesting to see if they can get back out. It's going to be close.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to be coming out here. There's going to be a lot of traffic on this last lap, and as we've seen, this is a narrow, old-school circuit, so it very much is hard to pass, and people are going to get impeded pretty frequently unless you're being very attentive to who's behind you.
Yeah. Could see a lot of penalties here too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, with I think the strategy is a two-stop. It will be hard to pull a one-stop just based on higher degradation. But if you play a safety car right, which we've seen Tier 1 last season, had a lot of safety cars, kind of determined a lot of races, unfortunately. But we'll see what happens and when safety cars come out and how people strategize around them.
As the action comes to the end of Sector 1, he is slower than his fast lap by about a 1/10.5. Let's see if he can pick that time up. But you can see there's a lot of traffic in front of him.
Yeah, both of the Aston Martins out on outlaps, so we'll see if they notice him coming up behind. He seems to have slowed, maybe? Yeah, he's slowed down.
He's turned off his...
yeah, he might be going for another lap.
Yep. So let's go to Ginger, who's the lead Aston. No, he's the second Aston, but he's currently P2. Let's see if he can take provisional pole from Gore as he's getting ready to start his last hot lap.
Van is not coming into the last two turns. He's about even on his lap right now.
Keep an eye on his time then. So let's go to Van here. As he comes through.
Good turn there.
He's about 200 slower, so I don't think he's going to improve unless he just made up a ton of time there.
He did.
He does.
2/10 up. Up to P2.
So, provisional P2. Let's see, where's Gore at? So, Gore is behind Ginger, so let's stick with Ginger for now, as Ginger sets a fastest Sector 1. Coming through here, about to enter Aqua Minerale. This is turn 9 I hear, I believe right before Aqua Minerale. It's very quick, very tidy. Just kisses the apex there.
Nice.
Maybe a little wide, but I don't think that'll cost him. It's almost 3/10 quicker. Does not invalidate, keeps it clean.
Beautiful through there.
So if he keeps this up, he may end up stealing pole back from Gore. As he comes through here, keeps it valid. Can he keep it on the track? Ooh, it's a little squirrely there coming out of the last turn.
I think he's got it. Though.
114.6. Now Gore, he's invalid. So Ginger is your provisional pole sitter here.
Dang Wu's only.
It's coming through very
about a 10th. Oh, that was not that. He had a chance because he was about 3/10 up, but struggled through through that section there.
Let's see if he can recover it maybe through these last couple of turns. Looking a little twitchy. Keeps it clean and coming to the last turn up, and he abandons the lap. So only Rye, he's invalid. Max is done.
Stewie is waiting. SoCal's out. So that's our grid.
And we've got Monsaria. Yeah, looks like this is our grid. So we've got on pole, we've got Ginger. Gore's P2, Van will start P3, followed by Max, Ding Wu, the Action, JA Games, Only Rai, and Smithy, all of whom will have to start on softs. And then for the free choice, in P11, we've got Vinny, followed by Stewie in 12th, Rickson in 13th, Fergie in 14th, Juan Saria in 15th, SoCal Blazer in 16th, Kaginis in the Haas in 17th, Kubi in the other Haas in 18th, and then Nick will start last after getting disqualified.
All right.
Let's see, do we have any incidents? No major incidents in the race director. So, I already went through your grid. But we've got the first defending champion is Vans, he'll be in P3. And then we've got JA Games in 8th and Only Ryan 9th. Just a 100th off of each other. So it looks like Vans is setting himself up well to defend his title. It'd be interesting to see what tires the 11 through 20 starters decide to fit to begin. Do you think they'll go for the alternate strategy and start in the mediums, or do you think safety car is too risky here to risk starting on the mediums?
It's tough. ARC we've had trouble with safety cars. I don't think starting on the mediums will happen. I think it could, though. I think there could, someone who, if you can stay in the DRS, it's so powerful. You can make up time, but you don't need to be on the mediums for too long. Probably the same stint as the soft. Or you could try to push it, but it'd be interesting to see. I think maybe one, maybe two people start on the mediums, but wouldn't be surprised if no one starts on the mediums.
So I'm just trying to fix this echo issue, but I think I fixed it.
Awesome. Glad I don't have to go buy a new microphone.
It was an OBS setting that I screwed up, so that was on me.
No worries. I just bought a new microphone and a new headset, and I was like, man, if it's not gonna work. We got a formation lap coming, or are we going straight into it?
We have formation lap.
Okay.
So we are going with the formation lap this season unless it starts causing us issues. As Ginger leads them through, he's going pretty rapid here on this formation lap.
So I was completely wrong. Everyone except one person is on the mediums.
Oh, that's what I wanted to. Let's see, detail. So yeah,
in 18th.
Kubi's going for he's banking on the early safety car, I think. Although I guess if you start in the mediums and you get an early safety car, you might just stay out hoping for a second safety car.
So my strategy for Tier 2, and I'll give it away to everyone, all the Tier 2 people watching, is you go on mediums. If there's a safety car between 5 and 8, you switch to the mediums. If not, you're going softs on the next one. Anything before that, you stay out. You won't lose that much time, and you can actually probably push to a one-stop if there's a safety car early enough. Because you could probably if you can get 18 to 20 laps out of the mediums, you'll be lucky. But with safety cars, you should be able to. So.
Anyway, so Ginger's coming around the last corner. He needs to really back this train up. But it looks like the AI is going to take over here for him in a second. But we've got Nick who is straggling real bad. So I think Ginger is going to be sitting on the grid here for quite a bit of time.
I'm going to take the back of the pack here, and
I'm going to start on Gore, I think. It's like starting on the second driver is usually... You can see the best view. As it looks like
they're lining up.
Nick is about in his grid slot. Just gotta wait for the lights to come on. All right, 1 light, 2 light, 3, 4, 5 red lights on, lights out, and they're away. As we get terrible camera, there we go.
Oh, hello.
There's a lot of carbon fiber. It looks like, so we've got
That is
3 DNFs already. We've got Aslan, Nick, and Smithy, and we got a safety car before turn 1. Let's see. So let's see if we can see some of this carnage here as SoCal drives away. He's missing a wing. Let's go up the grid then, see who else has got damage. Marinkello's missing a wing. Fergie looks like his wing is intact, but JA Games, the defending Tier 2 champ, completely missing front wing. Guinness is good. Stewie's good. On. It's good. So it looks like everyone else is safe. But so the back of the grid, have quite a few people come in, but fortunately for them, they've got a safety car.
Yeah, won't lose much out of it, which is begs the question: what you do now? Right? You have to pit.
So
you've used up mediums.
Do the people who started on the mediums stay out? Does everyone stay out?
The people with wing damage then have to come in, and they're going to have to change. And most of them were medium runners. Well,
that's a good point.
Games. He does not have a front wing, and he started on soft, so that's not going to be bad for him. He can go medium.
Looks like all the leaders stay out, and I think you're right. Only the people who got damage are coming in. Stewie's the first pit from P12. Fergie, I think he's going to end up maybe one of the lucky ones on this. But yeah, so we got J Games, Stewie, Marinkello, and SoCal all come in.
7 people involved before turn. Technically, it's turn 3, but it's the first actual turn. We had 7 people in an incident. Oh, some people go into the hards. That's interesting.
So you think they're going to try to one-stop, or they're going to try to go back on the softs at the end if there's no other safety cars?
I don't know how long the hards will last you. I'm actually surprised because both of them were, I believe, were both on softs. Because they were both... I'd have to look at the qualifying again.
You can look in the race director. It'll tell you what compounds they've... So if you pull up your race director, it'll tell you, show you which compounds they were in.
So... Yeah, they both were on softs. I'm surprised by this because they could have gone medium. So maybe they're thinking they can go hards the whole way. I never race on the hards, so I don't know how good they are in Imola.
The hards in this game always feel like garbage to me. It feels like you're ice skating. But regardless, I think it's a mistake because we already had one safety car. Given how tight this track is, I think there's a high likelihood of at least one more. Granted, they can stay out, but that's going to force them to maybe have to pit under green flag conditions, which will more than eat up any advantage they'd have gotten by staying out. But if the back of the snake can catch up here, we may end up with the safety car coming in this lap. We will see.
We got penalties for Ginger and Gore.
What'd they do?
My guess is they were
10
involved
seconds.
in those.
So that's going to be speeding. They didn't get their delta. If that's a 10-second.
Usually that's a drive-through.
Oh, so yeah, it is a
Let's
drive-through.
see. 5-second penalty, severe collision for Gore with Ginger. J Games got a 5-second for NYK. Ginger also got the 5 seconds for Gore. Gore and Ginger apparently hit each other so many times. They both got 10 seconds. They both got 2 5-second penalties for collisions with each other.
I'm sure the FIA will have to sort that out afterwards.
Yep. I'd love to see what happened there. It says JA Games also got a penalty, but
he probably served it when he did his. So we do have safety car in this lap. Everybody going racing. Yeah, JA Games served his.
Gotcha.
Right away.
So he served it right away. So that's good for him, but he still went on to the hards. And I did a practice race with people on the hards, and they did not like it. So good luck to them too. They are tier 1.
Yeah. Gore is maybe trying the Max Verstappen restart here, trying to get alongside. And it looks like Ginger is going.
Gore is all over.
Yeah, that was not a good restart from Ginger. He did not get the drop on Gore at all. I think Gore's going to go around, try to go around the outside into, and Gore gets it done. Pulling the Max Verstappen there through Tamburello. Yeah, let's see. As they come through Villeneuve, it looks like Ginger's going to be under attack from his teammate here, Max, who I believe is Dutch. Gore leads him through into Aqua Minerale. It looks like he's going to maybe run away here. He's increasing his gap pretty quick. He's already up to 6-7 tenths. And Max is putting a lot of pressure on his teammate Ginger as they come through.
A really nice big train here all the way back to the first medium runner at Vinny and P8. So we'll see. Only guy maybe going for a move.
Looks like it. He and Dangwu are fighting. They're coming as they come through. So tries the switch back on Dangwu. They will, of course, will not have DRS. Even though we're on lap 5, if you're just joining us, we had a safety car right at the restart. This is the first full lap of racing, so we've got a couple more laps before DRS will be enabled. As only Rai backs out, probably smartly going into Tamburello. But it looks like he will not try it into Villeneuve.
Oh, he gets
a good drive out of the chicane there. It's an impressive move from only Rai. Let's see, will he make it stick through Toza? Looks like it.
He does.
The next closest gap is they're already stringing out.
Only needs to pick up the pace here, get back into the train with Van, his teammate.
Yeah.
And we can get our first look at the two teammates go at it.
Looks like only Rai is making up time now that he's got around Dangwu, but Dangwu is not giving up as they come through with Variante Alta. Just about an even pace coming through that. Is the how big of an impact is the dirty air here?
It's an impact, but it doesn't feel that bad. You'll slide a couple times, but it's not as bad as many tracks. Getting into some of those, big 10-second corner cutting from JA Games there. But yeah, the dirty air in some of the quick chicanes, it is bad, but...
Dangwu, what happened to Dangwu? Dropped a couple spots. Looks like he dropped it coming out of Tamburello.
And JA Games is going to retire in the pits.
It's not a good start for the reigning Tier 2 champion. As Rickson's trying to line up a move on Vinny here. So we've got gaps forming. Ginger is reeling Gore back in a little bit. I think Gore gotten up to 7 or 8 tenths out, but Ginger's chopped that down to half a second.
It is imperative to stay in the DRS train, because if you have anybody behind you with DRS, you are in big trouble down the straight. And that's probably what's happening with Gore and Ginger.
Ginger is actually...
Because Ginger's probably could pull the move here if he gets a good exit.
Yeah, I think DRS will become active this lap. But they... Yep, he's got it.
Not gonna get there though.
Yeah, as they come into Tamburello. Oh, he's gonna go down to the inside. But he backs out.
Kia would be so happy.
Only Rai is within DRS on his teammate. But let's see if he can keep it close. As Vinny is catching up to Rickson as they come through Villeneuve.
Oh, only made a huge mistake.
Oh.
And that's going to give Rickson a chance to catch back up to him on those mediums. Might not get into DRS range, but...
No, well, it looks...
3 seconds.
Man, penalties are coming fast and quick here. We've got penalties for Gore, Ginger, Van, and Vinny now. And those are good. So we already talked about Gore and Ginger's. But 3 seconds for both Van and Vinny as Vinny and Rickson are still fighting coming through the Variante Alta. But let's go to P1 here as Gore and Ginger come on to the main straight.
Ooh, Van, big spin back at the end of the lap there.
Oh yeah, but Ginger's lining up the move. He's got the DRS. They're about even on energy, and Ginger gets the move done coming out of Tamburello. So now Gore is in an Aston Martin sandwich. And Gore's all by himself in the Ferrari with JA Games having retired. So he's not going to get any help from his teammate. As Ginger now, he sets the fastest Sector 1. He's going to be looking to pull a gap out here so that he doesn't have done to him what he just did to Gore. As Gore runs real wide at Aqua Minerale, and that's
going to give Max a chance.
Yeah, Max is going to get a chance. If I'm Max, though, I
I'd
maybe wait
yep.
until the DRS straight. But Ginger is in a good spot here. He's going to be outside of Gore's DRS. So let's go on board with Max as he's going to be looking to line up a move. Coming out of the final turn, he's going to have DRS as it opens.
Got a ton of energy if he wants to use it.
Yeah, 65 versus 40, but he's not using it. He's not deploying. Now there he goes. As they go into Tamburello, he has to back out. Gore giving him the room, but only just as much as he has to. So he's able to keep P2, but he's continuing to drop farther back from Ginger. He's up to 2 seconds now. As there's really no other close battles on track. Well, we've got Dangwu on Marankello for P10 for the last points pink position. But Dangwu is not close enough. Nope,
but he's on those softs, so he should be able to.
He will have the pace advantage, although his tires are old. How long does a set of softs last here?
Well, they had the safety car, so I would imagine he did spin. And let's see what did we set up drivers? Dangwu in the McLaren, 42%. So he had a spin, which means they're probably not great, but compared to the hards at this point, I mean, Ginger 5 seconds speeding into the pit lane.
That's not going to help. Although he was as Max goes now for
Max takes the lead.
Takes the lead, but I guess even if he pits with his teammate getting the 5 seconds, he's essentially probably a net P1 even after he pits right now.
And Dangwu should be easily able to make this move on Marankello.
He looks like it. Yep, Dangwu gets the job done even before the turn. So let's go large gaps everyone, but it looks like Vinny is making up time on Rickson. They're still fighting. They're both on mediums, so they're going to be looking to go for quite a bit longer.
Yeah, especially because no, they didn't pit, so they'll. But with the safety car, that's what I was saying. If you could push it and go 18, so you've got Rickson at 39% right now. So it'd be pushing it to try to go 18 laps. 10 laps in with 39%. Here comes Max, and is Gore gonna follow? No, Gore smartly stays out. Got the DRS. Might as well take an extra lap with it.
The undercut. Is it undercut or overcut here? Which one's more powerful?
I would imagine the undercut is, but because of the DRS, if you have... Ooh, that was almost bad. He caught a little jerk there, but if you can get the DRS before you pit and the other person pits, it's clean air. You might as well run the lap because your speed's just going to be so good down that straight. So I would think the undercut's better, but the overcut with DRS might work well. We'll find out here in a sec.
Follow Ginger as he's going to be coming through. He was the first to pit, so
you got Max is right now at 26 seconds, which is about the time it takes to get through this pit lane. Given, if your pit stop's decent.
Yeah. So Max did come out ahead of his teammate, so it looks like going long was beneficial. But let's go to Gore and see where he comes out as he comes in for his first pit stop. It looks like he's going...
Max made the move on Marankello, so...
Oh, and Gore's got to serve that 10-second. I forgot he and Ginger both had those 10 seconds. So
yeah, but he's only serving one of the 5 seconds. So he's got another 5-second penalty behind it.
So I forgot. So that explains how Max is able to get around Ginger. I forgot about that. Let's see. Gore falls behind Ginger, so it looks like the undercut did work quite well for Ginger. He puts one car between him.
And about 4 seconds?
Yeah, 4.5. So
yeah,
the undercut, quite powerful here. We know that Gore and Ginger were about comparable in pace. And Ginger's going to want to dispatch Marankello here real fast, with Marankello on older, harder tires. Otherwise, his undercut advantage is going to go away real fast. So he'll be looking to make a move as quickly as he can as they come into Aqua Minerale. And is that contact?
That was just Marankello. Well, it could have been, but it just looked like Marankello kind of lost it coming out of the turn.
Ginger is right on, and action is now on Ginger's tail, this gearbox. So, and Gore has already made up a second, it looks like, on Ginger. So Ginger really needs to get around Marankello right here, right now. It looks like he'll get it done pretty easily, as the action, I think, is going to want to try to do the same. So Marankello loses 2 spots there on the main straight, being the first car in the DRS train.
Yep.
So now Ginger...
Those hards.
And they're only 10 laps old now, and he's going to be looking to extend.
Yeah, he's got about 30% tire wear.
Now is the recently departed Otmar Safnauer, is he on the radio to Max to slow up a little bit to get Ginger DRS, or is there team orders at Aston Martin?
I don't think you slow down here, just because you've got the action all over in Ginger's DRS. So I think you just let Max go, and Max doesn't have the penalty. Ginger still has a 5 second, so you're telling Max just go, get as far away from him as possible, and let Ginger try to fight this off, because If not, you're just putting Max in more danger if you're playing the team game.
And it looks like Gore was able to get around Marinkello before the DRS zone. So Marinkello's trying to come back at him with the DRS, as I believe Gore just set the fastest lap. So Gore is really trying to make up ground, and he's done it quite well. He's only 2.5 seconds behind Ginger now, after coming out 4.5 seconds after his pit stop. But if they're going to two-stop, they're both going to have to serve 5-second penalties again. So I think that really puts Max in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, and it kind of depends on these runners up front. Now because if they can keep pushing it and get to, you've got Rickson on 13 old right now with 54% on the tires.
He stays out. So yeah, he's really trying to extend that stint.
I mean, I think it's doable. He's got to run 3 more laps. I don't think the tires will pop. Unfortunately, Vinny's private telemetry, so I cannot. But they're nicely going along. I mean, they're not fighting each other. They're just taking their time, just trying to keep those gaps up. You got SoCal behind them.
Slightly fresher tires. I think SoCal was one of the ones caught in that early.
He was. He had to pit. And this is what I was saying, though, because he had to pit lap 2, right? He can go medium.
As Ginger picks up
no, he has to go
penalty.
medium. Ooh, that's...
Which, so as it stands, that puts Gore ahead of him.
The top 2 just got... Rickson just picked up a 3-second, I think, also.
Through Variante Alta, I assume. But they stay out another lap. So they are certainly trying to get in as many laps.
Yeah, they're trying to get... So basically, they're going to try to get to the softs and take the softs the whole way. It's going to be iffy. Less fuel, you might be able to do it.
As Max gets the move done on Kaginis. So that is... It's not really for track position, as Max is pitted and Kaginis has yet to do so.
Yeah.
But Max is now almost 2 seconds ahead of his teammate.
Yeah. You would think Max and Ginger both have to pit, but they might not. They're on these mediums. It depends on how they drive, right? We've got Rickson, who is on 15 lap old mediums. He's at 61%. SoCal is on 13 lap mediums. He's at 40.
So it looks like SoCal's going to be nicer on his tires.
So... But you can
Guinness is dropping back fast. He's lost several positions just in this lap alone. So he's got to be coming in pretty soon.
Yeah, he's unfortunately cannot tell you his tire situation because he's on private also. But the action makes the move on Guinness.
They both had DRS. And that just tells you how much better traction the action has on the newer mediums coming out of the last turn.
Yeah. And if you look at Max, you can kind of see the difference. You know, he was at 3 or 4 seconds, a couple laps back. He's already picked up a second on SoCal.
Dang loose, that's the fastest lap of the race. Let's see. Gore got around Kaginis too. So Kaginis, I don't know, maybe it's time that...
Well, I think he's out this long. He's out this long. He stay a couple more laps. You may lose time, but you come out on softs.
Can the softs go to the end here?
13 laps. is what I could do on the softs with the amount of fuel they'll have. So, possible. You can push it. My 13 laps, I didn't run them into the, I don't run my tires into the ground. I still had 45%. So you can do 14 laps, but your pace is very different.
Rixon's not really able to make an impression on Vinny, even with the DRS. They stay in about 6 to 8 tenths apart from each other. But
Max is pulled SoCal, and I would imagine by the end of this lap we'll have DRS.
Let's go back on board with Max then. As they come into turn 9. But it looks like he will easily get into the DRS as he does right there. So he'll, unless he makes a mistake here in this lap, he will probably get the move done. But I imagine these guys who are on the old mediums have got to be coming in pretty soon.
Did Rixon get back in to get DRS? Yes, he did.
As Vinny and Rixon exit the last turn, and they both stay out.
Ginger got DRS.
And SoCal comes in, so Max has free DRS here, so he will promote himself into P3 with Ginger in P4. With both having DRS, Ginger really did not make up any ground. But how are they doing on energy? Max has burned almost all of his battery at 10%. They're on equal battery. Whereas Rixon and Vinny are both conserving. Rixon doesn't seem to be deploying at all. He's almost at 80%, which on a track like this, where harvesting is almost impossible, it tells me he's not really deploying at all.
Oh, SoCal. Oh, I feel sorry for you, SoCal.
What happened?
He went to hards.
This late. Yeah, it is a strange call.
My guess is he just didn't change it in time. Like, he probably wanted to go to softs, but it was set to hards and he just didn't notice it.
Gore is hot on the tail of the action. This looks like the closest battle we've got right now. He'll be looking to get a good drive coming out of the final turn so he can get by the action who does not have DRS. As Gore goes pretty wide, loses a good chunk of time, so I don't think he's going to get the move done this lap. No, he's way too far back.
Cheeky move by Marankello to take the DRS from Oli before the turn and then take the position back. Oh. So your leaders now should be pitting at some point.
Yeah, Max is net P1, followed by Ginger, who on this net who's going to fall down several spots with that 5-second penalty, and I think he's got a 3-second as well. So he's got 13 seconds total in penalty. So he's going to fall far down the order.
I gotta tell you, I don't know how Rixon's tires. The telemetry says 75%. So Van with another 3 seconds.
How many?
That should be
Van
6 for him.
So he'll fall down the order as well as down to P11. So he'll drop out of the points as it stands
Both
right now.
pit. Both pit.
Both the leaders?
Yep.
So let's see. Where's Vinny? He's going on to softs. He called it. And Rixon is coming out on softs. And
yeah, they should both be on softs. They started on mediums.
Yeah. And so Vinny keeps position, and they come out. And Marankello is going to get around them.
Only got by him. Van got by him.
As they come out racing Dang Wu. So Vinny here on much fresher softs is going to want to dispatch Dang Wu real quick. Otherwise his tire advantage is going to disappear.
Yeah, from what I've seen with the softs, I would imagine Vinny and Wixon could get up to P5 if without anybody pitting, because that's just how much better they are.
We've got Marinkello in the Alpine Sandwich. Marinkello on the older, harder tires is keeping up with Only Ride pretty well, who is almost 18 seconds adrift from the action. So he's going to be a bit of a sitting duck if Marinkello can keep in the DRS.
Yeah, I would. With those 10 lap olds, he's at 30%, so he should be able to pull some gaps. But basically, if you stay in DRS here, I'll keep saying it, the DRS and slipstream just so powerful. Like even on how old his hards are, I mean, he just pulled back.
Vinny's gets the job done before, and Rickson's trying to force his way through on Dangwoo as well. They both get through, and now Vinny is hot on the gearbox of Van, but Van is just 2/10 behind Marinkello, who Marinkello has dropped quite a bit of time.
Yeah, I was surprised he hasn't pit yet, and there he goes. And like I said, Vinny and Wixon, they're looking. It depends. So you've got Max pit. Why he pit the mediums? Not really sure. So he's down in 10th.
Van's losing it coming out of Aqua Minerale, dropping a spot to Dangwoo, putting Max right on his gearbox. As Max is going to try to make a move into turn.
Ooh,
he gets the job done.
Ooh, Marinkello almost lost it. So you got
Rickson's looking to put a move on Vinny, and he's going to get it done before the turn with the DRS.
Yeah, that will be the race for 4th, unless one of the top 3 pit again or make a mistake. Only, unfortunately, a 12-old lap mediums against 2-lap-old softs. Once they catch them, it will be one straight, and it will be over.
And Only Ride's going to have to pit before the end of the race, though he can't take those tires to the end, I don't think.
If Wixon was anything to be, he was at 75% and still made it 21 laps. I don't know how.
His Only Ride picks up a 3-second corner cutting penalty.
Ginger has pitted, and he's got the 5-second.
So penalty, where does Ginger come out? I think he's going to be racing Only Ride. It's going to be close. What is the pit penalty here?
Well, Ginger will come out most likely behind SoCal in 11th. Marinkello with the 3-second.
Ginger comes out in 10th place right behind SoCal. You called it.
Well, yeah, Van also pitted, so Rickson is on only now. We'll have to keep an eye out for Gore and the action. They could go to the end.
I think they have to.
If I were them, I would go to the end. I don't think these softs can catch you. That's 20 seconds in 7 laps, 8 laps. It will be a feat. But Wixon should dispatch only here. Wixon has gotten away from Vinny pretty well, so.
Vinny, I don't know what happened, but his pace fell off. I don't know if he made a mistake somewhere or his tires are just falling off faster.
Oh, Ginger. Penalties killed him. But yeah, you've got. That should be the move done before the second turn for Rickson.
Yeah, Got it done
He should be
easily
on
with the DRS.
So right now, the action would be provisional P1.
Because Gore has how much penalties?
He's still got a 5 second.
Yeah, so he'd drop down to P2, Gore would, promoting action to a win. And right now, Rickson, 19 seconds adrift of the action would be P3. Now, that assumes that Gore
Max
doesn't pit.
Yeah, Gore and the action, if they pit, will come out around somewhere between 7 to 10. Gore would definitely go all the way to
Rickson
10.
Losing control there coming out of the Variante Alta.
Giving Only Rye a chance here.
I think Only Rye might try to take these tires to the end.
I think he has to.
He drops out of the points if he pits.
Yes. Especially with the 3 second.
Yeah. As Max sets the fastest lap at a 1:17.2.
That's impressive on the mediums. Unfortunately, he went to mediums and not softs. Because, it's about half a second. Maybe even 0.7 better to be on the softs.
I think Maranello's going to try to take those hards all the way to the end too. He's actually, but SoCal's putting him under pressure.
Yeah, I mean he'll, if he can stay within 5 seconds of Ginger, he'll end up 9th probably.
Vinny, another 3 seconds.
Oh, and there goes Only out. Only is out.
Let's see. Can we? So Ginger will be coming up on him. Maranello, what happened here? Looks like he just dropped it coming out of Aqua Minerale.
Yeah, on the right. He was gonna hate me, but I was on board with him. And I'm recording, so.
That's safety car.
Safety car. So everyone should pit. Everyone should pit.
And
all the softs, if you have
the
them.
action pitted. Gore stays out, picks up the safety car. And it looks like Max and Ginger both stay out as well.
The action, I think, stayed out.
No, the action pitted for softs. He's on brand new softs, and so he stays P2.
He actually came out. Oh yeah, they had that big of a difference.
Yeah, they had about a 20-second gap, and Rickson and Vinny both pitted. So that gave Action a free pit stop. So he's going to be looking real tidy for P1 on track.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at a race between the Action and Max for P1.
Van lap down here is going to be lined up right behind Gore. And then who do we have coming up behind him? We've got the Red Bull. I think that's the Action. Yeah,
that's the Action.
So, unlike real F1, lap cars don't unlap themselves into the safety car.
They do not.
So, granted, Van will have blue flags, but the Action's going to have to get by both Van and Gore to take P1 on track, as Gore stays out, as does Van.
Yeah, so here, I don't know how. So Gore's on 15 old mediums. I don't think he can stop the Action from going anywhere. So you're gonna have 3 laps, possibly 4. Should be 4 full laps of racing. Because it should be in this lap, even though there's a ton of people way behind. That's what I would think how the game works, because we don't have that many laps left. We'll see. But so you'll have 2 or 3 full laps of racing. Gore with a 5-second penalty. It could be debated because him and Ginger both got multiple 5-second penalties, which is probably why Gore didn't pit.
Yeah, I mean, Gore Gore's only chance of staying on the podium was probably to stay out and just try to fend off the action for a couple of laps.
Or if he can pull DRS won't come up though, so it's gonna be tough for him because full brand new softs are just that much better than brand new mediums, let alone 15 lap old mediums.
Yep. So I think we're gonna have one more lap of the safety car. So we're gonna go racing on lap 30. So that gives him 3 laps of racing, and he's gonna have to hold off the action in Max.
You're looking at, and Van is gonna pit, which is,
and he speeds into the pit lane. So that's gonna
that's gonna be an interesting. I don't know if he could be. That Gore is like, what are you doing? Just stay out here, protect me.
Yeah.
No,
Van retires actually. So
yeah, he retired in the pit lane there.
So all 3 of our reigning champions, Vans, Only Rye, and JA Games, have all failed to finish the first race of season 9. Their title defenses are not off to a great start.
So much for that pregame discussion we had.
So we've lost 7 drivers, 3 of whom we lost at the start. JA Games retired on track. Fergie, can't remember if he hit a wall, but Only Rye hit a wall, and Vans just quit.
Kyle pulling for the action. And again, the action on those brand new softs, Max on mediums. Ginger and Gore both have 5-second penalties.
The safety car is in.
So Gore will back them up. And I'm going to follow Vixen behind SoCal. Lots of penalties from 1 to 9, but the action, Max and SoCal have kept it clean.
So Gore is really slowing him up here. So he's going to be looking to get the last second. Oh no, he goes right away.
He got Ginger pretty bad back and forth.
We've got yellow flags for Vinny. Looks like Vinny dropped it. So that start, Gore keeps about half of a second. Pretty good from him. So he's only got a little over 2.5 laps left.
Dang Will making a move through the... He's up 2 positions since the restart.
That's no surprise on the fresh softs versus the old hards on SoCal. Now, Ginger's on slightly older softs. The action not really making much of an impression despite having much newer, much softer tires.
Oh, a little, there it is. Oh.
Coming out of Aqua Minerale. But the action just needs to be, as Ginger picks up another 3-second penalty.
That 3-second penalty is going to hurt, because if he can get the other 5-second removed, which, again, we don't know what happened. We didn't see it. Oh, Gore with the 3-second.
So he's going to, let's see, so
that
Gore
takes the podium, probably.
Well, so he's got 8 seconds. Yeah, so right now he's going to drop down quite a bit.
Go into it into turn 1.
The action still can't get it done. So right now with 8 seconds, Gore is going to drop. We've got to deal with the math of the other people with penalties. But if they didn't have penalties, he drops to last.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions already. Action's got a run on him. see if he holds it on the outside here. Gore with pretty good defense.
Let's see, is he going to try to throw it down into Aquaminerale? No. Thinks better of it.
Oh, we went a little wide. Ginger should be all over that.
I think he was trying to set up the switchback as Rickson gets a 3-second penalty. But so as it stands right now, both Ginger and Gore are going to tumble out of the podium. It's going to leave Action and Max.
SoCal, I think.
So yeah, on the podium. So SoCal's going to go from 8th
Ginger's
to
got
3rd
the action.
if you can just keep it up. Yep. Ginger and the Action are fighting, which, given Gore's penalties...
Oh, the Action... There was no DRS. I was like, the Action got out of DRS. He is out of DRS, but it doesn't matter at that point. Oh, what a switchback by Ginger.
Ginger's really fighting for no reason, though. He's going to tumble.
Yeah. So you got pretty much...
Well, these gaps have extended quite a bit.
Yeah, provisionally you got...
the Action's going to take the win.
The Action...
And you can tell he knows, because he's not fighting these moves too hard.
The Action, Max...
As Rickson...
Oh, Max. That's Max. He's out.
Well,
maybe not out, but coming out of the tough right-hander. He spun.
It looked like maybe Rickson or Marinkella might have touched him.
Oh, it'll be interesting. We'll have to see.
So
now it's the Action... SoCal... Kaginis?
We'll see here as they come across the line. Action goes up. Marinkella and then
Marinkella.
Gore tumbles down the order to P7, it looks like. It's going to be his final finishing spot. So the Action takes the first race of Season 9 ARC Tier 1 F1. It's SoCal Blazer gets the driver of the day. So our podium, we have the Action is P1, and then we had
Marinkella
in P2, and SoCal Blazer in P3.
Probably have to give driver of the day to the Action for no penalties, keeping it calm during that last lap.
Kept it clean, didn't fight too hard. He knew he had the win. There was no point to fight. So, finishing order here, we've got the Action followed by Marinkella and SoCal Blazer. That rounds out your podium. Kaginis taking P4, followed by Dangwoo, Stewie, 3KW Gore, Wansaria, Rickson, and Ginger round out your top 10. Followed by X-Max and Vinny are your finishers. Let me make sure I get this for...
yeah, I'll do it also too.
But then so Van, Only Rye, Fergie, J Games, Aslan or QB, Nick and Smithy all failed to finish. And let me get the race director. All right. So thank you for joining us. That'll be it for the night. We have Tier 2 coming up on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you all there.
Thanks, Hollers. It was a pleasure.
You too.